Toward Zero Deaths, or TZD, is Minnesota's effort to reduce traffic fatalities through education, enforcement, emergency medical and trauma services, and engineering. And it's making a difference. Since TZD started in 2003, the number of traffic deaths has dropped by over 40%. TZD is saving lives, and it will take everyone to reach the ultimate goal of zero. One key step to reaching that goal is educating the public about safely navigating work zones. What is a work zone? Simply put, it is an area where any type of work is being done on or near a roadway. And it doesn't necessarily involve an official warning sign. It could be a roadside emergency, a law enforcement officer talking with the driver, or a crash scene. Motorists need to be alert in work zones because most of all crashes within work zones are those of motorists, not workers, and many crashes result in life-changing injuries. Work zones easily create unexpected situations. Drivers need to anticipate the unusual and drive accordingly. Most deaths that happen within roadway work zones are the deaths of motorists traveling through the work zone and not the workers. The information that follows in this video could save your life. The Minnesota Department of Transportation and Toward Zero Deaths present Work Zone Safety and the Minnesota Twins, how one family gets to the game and back safely. It's an exciting day for the Polk family. They're going to the cities to enjoy a Minnesota Twins baseball game. But wait, there's someone missing. Where's their teenage daughter, Nina? Dad yells, "What's taking you so long, Nina?" And Nina walks out and says, "I was checking 511mn.org to see if there was going to be any work zones along the way." "Good idea," says Dad. Nina replies, "There's a couple spots, but they shouldn't slow us down too much." The Department of Transportation has 3 ways for you to get informed on road conditions. Number 1, call 511 or check the 511MN app on your mobile device. Number 2, visit the website 511mn.org. Or number 3, search for MnDOT on Twitter. You can also like our Facebook page at facebook.com/MnDOT. It's a beautiful day for a drive into the city, and well, it looks like the Pokes are coming up on one of those work zones Nina mentioned. Dad is smart and slows down when he sees these signs, but he's not necessarily happy about it. It is very important to pay attention to any signs when entering a work zone and be especially cautious when flaggers are present. Being a flagger is the most dangerous position on a highway work crew. Dad obeys the sign and stops for the flagger, while a pilot car coming from the opposite end leads a few vehicles through the one-lane stretch of road. The Polk's daughter Nina says, "Can we go now?" Dad replies, "No, I have to wait for the flagger to direct me to move forward, and then I'll follow the pilot car." As Dad starts to move forward, Nina wisely reminds Dad, "Make sure you leave space between you and the car in front of you." As Mr. Polk pulls out his cell phone, Nina exclaims, "Dad, what are you doing with your phone?" Dad and Nina both know not to be distracted by a phone when driving in a work zone. Mr. Polk's just getting the phone out and handing it to Nina. "Nina, can you check out that 511 app for me? It's dangerous to use the phone while driving, especially while driving in a work zone. Remember, orange cones, no phones." It's always important to focus on your driving, but especially so in a work zone. There might be a drop-off of several inches between the lanes or off the shoulder of the road. That's why you need to stay in your lane when driving through a work zone. Rollovers from drop-offs are one of the most common causes of work zone fatalities, and as you can imagine, motorcycles are especially at risk. As you can see, we all still have some work to do as we head towards zero deaths. Unexpected things can happen in work zones, and they can be dangerous things. The phrase, "pay attention or pay the price," isn't just talking about traffic fines. Sometimes the price paid is serious vehicle damage, personal injury, or even death. Remember that all the warning signs and flashing lights and traffic cones are mainly for your benefit. Well, the Polks are moving along the highway now and see more warning signs. A work crew is painting stripes on the road. Dad not only slows down, but he makes sure his cruise control is turned off. Mobile work zones can be stripers or sweepers or patching crews, but they all demand a driver's undivided attention. They are usually moving far slower than normal traffic. Pay attention to any signs or arrows and make sure you've passed all the work vehicles before pulling into that lane. If you don't, you could be involved in a crash with a vehicle much heavier than your car. In that kind of contest, you will definitely be the loser. Also, wet paint and other materials may damage your vehicle. Mr. Polk sees another warning sign. He knows to expect the unexpected, so he turns off his cruise control again and slows down. Looks like he's going to need to get into the right lane, but Nina reminds him to wait for the zipper merge. It's the most efficient way for traffic to keep moving while going from 2 lanes down to 1. If everyone takes turns keeping an eye on their rearview mirrors and over their shoulders, it will all be just fine. This work zone includes the possibility of trucks needing to exit or enter the traffic lane, and that means Dad is going to have to pay even more attention. Trucks are often fully loaded and are not capable of rapid acceleration. Stay back when driving behind a construction truck near a work zone. Trucks will need to slow down even more to enter a work zone. As the Polks leave this final work zone, they let out a sigh of relief, glad that they left home early and had plenty of time to go slowly and safely through the work zones that 511mn.org told them about. The Polks finally made it to the ball game. Nina even caught a foul ball. Now, as the sun sets, it's time to head home. Road construction and work zones that affect traffic can happen any time of year. They can also happen any time of the day or night. Just because Mr. Polk is off work, it doesn't mean that construction and maintenance crews are. Nighttime operations are particularly dangerous for workers and motorists. There are lots of arrow boards, floodlights, etc., and you'll notice workers wearing additional high visibility clothing. Drive through nighttime work zones with great caution. It's been a long day for the Polks, but they made it home safe and sound. And they learned some valuable lessons too. Number 1, be sure to check 511 so you know what kind of road conditions you're heading into. Number 2, leave early. Give yourself plenty of time to get to your destination safely. Number 3, whenever possible, move over for emergency and maintenance vehicles. Give them space. It's the law. 4, orange cones, no phones. And 5, pay attention or pay the price.
Hi Minnesota, this is Trevor Plouffe. I just wanted to let you know that all of us with the Minnesota Twins want to make sure our fans arrive and return home safely. Drive careful.